Our journey in relation to electronic notes has been 5 years in the making, and we recognized that there was a problem in relation to how we actually record notes, why we were still recording notes in paper-based format.
As a police officer, one of the most significant roles that we have and one of our duties is to take notes. The notes have their own challenges when we respond to calls.
You're writing the information down as it comes across MWS. Once the notes are done, we would have to come back to the division and scan the notes in, attach them to the report so that it's ready for court or freedom of information.
Dealing with high-risk incidences, taking the time to now write your notes from that incident, your hands start shaking. There's a period of time where naturally your body just needs to calm down in order to write your notes.
So the operational challenges are many, and I will go to the first one, which is you have a paper-based notebook that you write in that's not accessible. It is not electronic. In courts, legibility has always been an issue from a policing perspective. So when you talk about enhancing the legibility of notes, first and foremost, that is a significant benefit to not only an officer, but to the Crowns, to the victims. So from a legibility perspective, that is an efficiency. Immediate access to intelligence of that note is an efficiency. There has been occasions where evidence has been lost or destroyed as a result of different factors. What electronic notes is it safeguards in relation to that?
This technology is brilliant because it really eliminates all those challenges that our officers are facing on the road while they are responding to calls.
We're able to finish reports and notes within minutes versus hours of trying to formulate it on a piece of paper.
The ability for an officer to lose that paper and pen and to take their device and be able to use it on a day-to-day basis obviously gives them the opportunity to be more efficient in their roles.
If it's inclement weather and you're dealing with somebody outside, it's not going to be beneficial for you to use your notebook. And if you drop it in a snowbank, it's going to smudge. With the phone, once you put it in electronically and save it, even if you were to drop the phone, even if you were to break the phone, the information's already captured, so it's there.
We would leverage technology to enhance a paper-based process that has been around for probably the better part of 200 years. But in the 21st century, transitioning from a paper-based program to a modern, evolved piece of technology, much like IMP, has really transcended our industry and will transcend our industry into actually capturing notes from an evidentiary perspective, from a record-keeping perspective.
Currently, paper and pen, the storage, the retention periods, the people that review and have to audit the notebooks and where they are and where they're being kept will no longer be needing to do that.
It impacts our community substantially because the officers are taking less time to complete their notes. They're able to go into the field and actually take notes, speech to text, photographs of geolocation, which is embedded in their notes. They're able to scan driver's license from all the provinces and it's embedded in their notes. The computer-aided dispatch system now interfaces with our eNotes, so as soon as a radio call comes in, the call for service, that initial page will be embedded in their notes, so it saves a substantial amount of time. I'm hearing from the officers about 30 to 60 minutes daily just in that function.
Information will be a lot more fast to process instead of the way that we've been doing it for the last how many years, and now we can utilize our smartphone with MDT to reduce our time.
In terms of intelligence gathering, the ability to search notes has never been available to the paper and pen world. You wouldn't be able to search for an event or search for a keyword, where in the eNotes format you're able to search and locate things that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to locate in paper and pen.
It's a revolutionizing technology. What I most love about this is that we can start the report with our handheld device, but then I may be interrupted with responding to another call, and that portion of my report that is left unfinished, I can at later time come to the station and complete my report from exactly where I left it unfinished.
Being an eNote user, I can start my eNotes through my cell phone and then transfer my notes into a desktop computer, and then I can go back into the car and continue my notes. So multiple platforms you can use the eNotes.
From an organization like ours, where we like to lead in relation to innovation and technology, having that capability in the hands of our frontline officers, investigators, is actually critical to the business that we do each and every day.
A lot of times in the 12-hour shifts, the officers are staying overtime to complete their notes. With eNotes, we're able to complete the notes before we clear the radio calls.
So when you really think about an hour per shift in an organization of our size, that technology is gold when it comes to putting officers back doing patrol and proactive policing, responding to calls, versus the administrative tasks that we ask them to do.
At the end of the shift, instead of me waiting in the lineup to scan my notes, I can have all the notes transferred to the whole system Versadex at a click of a button.
Modernization of notes will be a game changer for policing, because it does offer efficiencies and a whole host of other elements that really do provide our officers, our organization, and our community with the ability to do more.